Hey, do you guys remember Contour? You know, that tubular action camera that was like GoPro but without strapping an obnoxious brick to your forehead? Well, I enjoyed mine a lot, but it died in 2018, and the company went out of business, leaving the cameras still available but never progressing beyond 720p. Well, you can imagine my interest when I saw that Runcam was taking their slightly goofy helmet cam design and updating to a 4K version, and lo and behold, one of my teammates was able to sweet talk them into sending us one. Now, just to be clear, this was sent to us for free, and they did request a review, but we are not under any editorial limitations, and as always, will not review a product unless we have total control of what we get to say. So, what is it? At first glance, it looks like a flashlight styled after the Princeton Charge or similar, but this is actually a full-fledged action camera with a lens on the end of a flexible stock. It's designed to mount to a helmet using either included Velcro or arc rails, with a separate pad to clip the camera lens and keep it in place. Storage is a standard micro SD slot on the back. For power, it runs off a standard 18650 cell, which is good for 6 hours of recording, and like the Contour, the controls are a simple slide forwards to record, slide back to stop. It buzzes when it either starts or stops, and it has blinking lights to indicate recording status, though this can be disabled in the Runcam app. The camera is either on and recording, or off and not draining any power, simpler and easier to manage than GoPros. Runcam also claims that the lens is tempered glass and will stand up to impact, so a lens protector should not be strictly necessary. Basically, it is designed such that you can mount it to a helmet and just leave it there without it getting in the way of nods or requiring any external infrastructure. It weighs next to nothing, and when in use, it's out of sight, out of mind, but easy to check whether it's still recording just by feel. I love this simplicity. It's what I miss about Contour, and in this respect, it genuinely works. But there are a couple of issues. First, with a flashlight on a flexible gooseneck, if the lens gets bumped out of alignment, you just notice that your light is off and adjust it. With a camera, there's no easy way to tell in the field how it's aligned. As mentioned, there's a Runcam app that can connect via Wi-Fi and act as a viewfinder, and which is necessary anyways to set the recording mode and bitrate, but connecting through it is a bit of a hassle in the field. So it might require periodically asking a teammate to verify that the camera is still aligned, which is not ideal. Second, in theory, it should be easy to swap the battery in the field since it uses a standard 18650. However, the battery that came with it is a very tight fit that needs to be pried out, and other 18650s we tried were also tight enough to require tools to extract. So for longer events, swapping this in the field will take some effort. It can charge from an external battery bank while still recording, but then you need to incorporate a battery bank somewhere, which detracts from its otherwise small, self-contained profile. Okay, but the real test of a camera is recording, so let's take a look. But to be blunt, as far as raw quality goes, my 7-year-old GoPro Hero 7 smokes it. I have both cameras set to 2.7K and 60 FPS, and the difference in sensor quality is immediately obvious, even before comparing stabilization. The Runcam also has a wide-angle lens with a substantial fisheye, good for indoors but with no ability to adjust field of view for outdoor use. It is pretty good at dynamically adjusting exposure, so looking out of a Connex doesn't get blown out as badly as with the GoPro. Audio is serviceable, but tinny. Overall, this is still basically the quality I got from my 720p Contour or from my prior Chinese GoPro knockoff almost a decade ago, and it doesn't seem like Runcam has improved the sensor quality from the previous HelmetCam, just unlocked higher resolution. Maybe I'm being too harsh, as some trade-offs are to be expected to achieve this form factor and low cost, which I haven't mentioned yet. The camera is unobtrusive and easy to use, and doesn't spoil the LARP the way a big honking GoPro on the forehead does. But 4K is pointless if the sensor quality and bitrate can't handle it, swapping the battery is not as easy as it seems like it ought to be, and that lens getting knocked out of alignment is a legitimate problem. I'd really like to see a variant of this that, honestly, just omits the gooseneck entirely. Stick the camera directly on the body and then it'd essentially be a newer, improved Contour. All that said, the retail price on the HelmetCam 4K is just $80. That's a fraction of what a GoPro costs and sure beats used Contours on eBay. So if you already use a helmet, this is an inexpensive way to add some fire and forget recording capability to your setup, but it's up to you whether that alignment problem is something you can live with. I'm a little disappointed that this isn't a viable replacement for my GoPro, but I do think there's a lot of potential here, and who knows, maybe Runcam will make a variant that addresses some of my complaints. In the meantime, we hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.